Sheridan Smith's Rosie Molloy is giving up everything. But how easy is that really going to be? Well, we'll find out in this brand new comedy.
Waiter, your best champagne, please.
So you got 3 duties: stag do, get me to the altar, and the speech. There's one more thing. Well, it's going to be a dry wedding.
Hello and welcome to Screen OD, a channel for people who love TV, movies and streaming. My name's Tim, I'm an editor and a journalist who's been writing and talking about the media industry for more than 15 years. And the subject today is Rosie Molloy Gives Up Everything, which is a brand new Sky original starring Sheridan Smith. And as you may have guessed from the title, it's all about someone called Rosie Molloy, and you'll never guess what. They give up everything, or, well, she certainly tries.
I am freaking out about the wedding. My brother's never going to speak to me again. Oh, I need to change. I need to give up everything.
Food, booze, drugs, sex.
And chocolate oranges.
Sex addiction. You get that from me.
This is already a disaster.
Okay, so what's this one all about? Well, meet Rosie Molloy. She's in her late 30s, I think, and she's got a decent job, and she's just about functioning. However, her life has been spiralling for quite a long time because she is addicted to, well, pretty much everything from drink to drugs to caffeine to chocolate to sex. You name it, Rosie Molloy is pretty much on it all the time, and she is living her life at a very fast pace indeed, but things aren't going particularly well. We meet her at the beginning of a journey that she's about to go on where she realizes things must change. Now, the catalyst for the change in Rosie Molloy's life comes when she is asked to be the best person at the wedding of her baby brother. Now, the wedding, because the mother of the bride has problems with alcohol and is in AA, is a dry wedding, which is something that Rosie doesn't seem to be able to get her head around. However, she agrees that she is going to be at this wedding and she is going to do what she has to do for her little brother and for her family, and she'll stay dry. But of course, because Rosie is addicted to everything, she isn't able to keep that promise. And we meet her when she wakes up in hospital after the wedding, and things haven't exactly gone to plan. Yes, it turns out that Rosie's addictive personality is pretty much ruining every area of her life, from her family life to her work life to the relationships with her friends. This is something that has to stop, and she knows it. And because she is extreme in everything she does and everything she touches, she decides, of course, that she's going to give up everything at once. And of course, this isn't something that is easy or indeed possible for someone who's been living like this to do.
I just need to cut down, but I divide everything by half. Can I have a chocolate? That takes me from Keith Richards to Lindsay Lohan, and she still looks hot.
And as if the mess at the wedding isn't enough of a reason in her family to know she's got to change, Rosie soon finds out that her father has got heart disease, which has been caused, in his words, by a lifetime of booze, fags and bacon. Now, her father is played brilliantly by Adderall Hanlon, who, of course, you will know as Father Dougal from Father Ted, amongst many other brilliant roles. And as if that's not enough Father Ted reasons to watch this show, her mother is played by the brilliant Pauline McLean, who of course was Mrs. Doyle in Father Ted. And her parents in the show, well, frankly, they're not a great deal of help because they seem as lost and as kind of caught up in the world of denial and addiction as perhaps she is herself. So you can kind of see where Rosie's got it from.
Rosie, I think you might be very poorly.
No!
That's all I have.
Oh, wait.
She's just like her dad.
Therapy for people who've nobody to go for a pint.
Frankly, her friends aren't much better, and in a story that's as old as time, someone who has addiction problems here has surrounded themselves with enablers and with yes people, and at the top of that tree in Rosie's life is her flatmate Nico, who certainly isn't particularly helpful in trying to give up everything. The show is written by Susan Nixon, and if you vaguely know that name, that's because she was the person who created and wrote 2 Pints of Lager and a Packet of Crisps back in the day, which was the show that launched the career on TV of Sheridan Smith alongside the likes of Ralph Little and Will Mellor. And you can kind of feel some of the writing that is coming through from that show that ran for many series back in the day on the BBC. However, this show has taken things to the next level in the sense that this is someone who is much more grown up now. This is someone who is holding down a proper job. This is someone who is at the cusp of their 40s, who really is still living the life of someone who's in their early 20s.
I'll give AA a try.
And you're supposed to be in rehab.
I escaped.
I think as a comedy, this is something that does work really well. There are lots and lots of jokes. There are really good character developments that go on as the show goes on. And there are twists and turns of darkness that bring you back in to care about the characters on a level that you need to in a comedy to keep watching. Now, there are some people, I think, who will come to this show straight away and have a view on it because of the fact that its central topic is addiction, and they all think that that's not something that comedy should be exploring because this is something that has a hugely negative impact on people's lives. Now, I understand that opinion, but I think with that in mind, you need to watch it and watch quite a lot of it to start to understand that this isn't just gags about someone drinking, taking drugs, having sex. There is more to it to this. This is more complex and actually quite interestingly layered. At the heart of this show is a really good performance from Sheridan Smith, who drives the show forward, as you have to in this kind of thing, because it really is about Rosie's story. It's about her actions or her inactions and how they affect those around her, but ultimately how they affect her own life and starting to have those realizations that everyone has in their life about who they are and what they want to be. This is an exploration of humanity, of human frailty, but also a very funny show along the way. And I think with comedy to work, people need to have things about them that aren't always right. In a world where you just can't really have too much comedy, well, that's certainly what I think anyway, this is something a little bit different that you should try out. This is a show that really does explore what it's like to be living on that fine line between being able to function and for your entire world to be falling apart. The theme of kind of self-destruction, of people exploring themselves and the things that they have done and what those actions do around you is an interesting one. And it's one that, of course, has been fertile territory for comedy for a very long time. With this show, this is done well, but also brings in those relationships between friends and between family that are also often at the very heart of good comedy. It's a show that's got good performances from a great cast and some really snappy writing. Also, unlike a lot of comedies that are made in the modern era, it actually has quite a lot of laughs per hour. You know, it's not afraid to make jokes and to have one-liners, and I think that that's also something that's often missing from modern comedy. So why not give it a go? It's available to watch right now on Sky if you live in the UK, or Now if you're looking for a way to stream it. Right, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Screen OD for more great video direct to your feed. We'll see you again very soon.